After a car accident, I came back to life. In my previous life, I had it all. Even when my family faced bankruptcy, I managed to win the lottery. However, my boyfriend Liam took that money from me. He said he needed it for a sudden illness. He took my money and left to get back together with his first love. When they got married, I had already turned into a pile of dust and was forgotten by everyone. In this new life, Liam, I'll see if your life will be as easy and successful as you thought it would be. Right now, I'm standing in the hallway outside the senior high school building. I'm calm and waiting for what's next to happen. I will quickly fall in love with Liam and get tangled up in his web. I won't care about his flaws. I'll even ask my parents to use their connections to help him in the future. After the family business went bankrupt, he lied about being sick, forcing me to give him money to save him. My parents saw the winning lottery ticket as our last hope, but I gave it to Liam without hesitation. In the end, I died in a car accident while chasing him, and I helped him marry his first love. Emily, you're being silly. Excuse me, how do you pronounce this word? Liam's voice interrupted my thoughts. I lifted the corners of my mouth, but he frowned slightly. He usually frowned like that when he was trying to get something from me. Let's talk in the study room after school. I saw the joy on Liam's face, and it was hard to hide. My smile got bigger. Then, I turned to my classmates and said, Olivia, didn't you say that English grammar was difficult last time? Michael, Sophia, let's all come over. The students who were called were obviously a little surprised, not to mention Liam, but he still looked straight ahead, maybe thinking about his strange face. I turned my attention back to the boy in the corner. He was thin, good-looking, and clean-cut. He had beautiful, curved eyes and was looking at me with interest. Do you think I need help? I laughed quietly and looked at him closely. Ethan, I need you. In my previous life, I only remembered him from high school. He was much better than Liam. I needed to use him to motivate Liam, but I wasn't sure if he would agree. He stopped for a moment, then nodded. I was sitting in the study room, answering questions for every student, but I ignored Liam. He looked at me with desire, but I didn't care. Ethan seemed eager to start a conversation, so he walked over. His slightly lazy voice caught everyone's attention. Didn't you learn this word in your first year? Your title as a top student is just empty talk, isn't it? Liam didn't get angry after hearing this. Instead, his eyelashes fluttered slightly, and he smiled bitterly. I never had the chance to study abroad. I just wanted to hear Emily's standard pronunciation. I raised my eyebrows, my eyes flashing with a playful gleam, and comforted him softly. No, you're already very good. You couldn't be any better. Liam was clearly flattered, thinking that my previous coldness was just me being shy. Ethan, on the other hand, looked confused and turned away, disappointed. It seemed like there was some history between these two, but I didn't have the energy to pay attention to them right then because a girl caught my eye. It was Sophia, my old good classmate. In my previous life, she played an important role in Liam and my romance. She walked over to me and put her arm around me. Emily, do you like Liam? Everyone around us started to cheer and laugh, but I was the only one who noticed the hint of sarcasm in her eyes. Are you in such a hurry? Sophia, my former white moonlight. I had really cared for her, seeing her as the matchmaker between Liam and me. When everyone else opposed our relationship, I thought she was the only one who understood me. So, if she liked something, I would give it to her without hesitation. It wasn't until she sent me photos of her and Liam being intimate and taunting me that I finally realized I had been nothing more than a joke in their love lives all these years. Since you like picking up other people's leftovers so much, I'll give Liam to you too. You two can be together now. I looked at her in a playful way, and my cheeks got red. Oh, stop talking nonsense. Sophia, I'm leaving now. Come to my house tomorrow. I lowered my head, pretended to be in a hurry, and packed my bag, glancing over at Liam. My silence made him feel surprised and flattered, as if he hadn't expected things to go so smoothly. But there was nothing strange about that. Liam had always been confident. I felt disgust and revulsion. I quickly left the classroom, opened the front door, and saw my parents sitting on the sofa, talking and laughing. I couldn't help but think about the events of my past life. It was a happy and harmonious family, but because of me, they missed their last chance to fix things. But they had never blamed me. They had only strongly opposed my relationship with Liam. Now that I had come to my senses, I felt guilty. Mom, Dad, I'm back. They looked up at the sound, and their brows and eyes showed they were very happy. Our dear daughter is back. Mom bought you a lot of nice things, which are in your room. Go take a look. I smiled, remembering the time when my family went bankrupt. According to the timeline, it was exactly 3 years after Liam joined Sterling Corp, and Sophia had also been working in the finance department for quite some time, actively trying to arrange my marriage to Liam. The more I look into it, the more I find they're definitely involved. I turned and went upstairs, carefully putting away the things my mother had bought for me. In my mind, I silently wished ill will upon the man and woman. The next morning, Sophia impatiently knocked on my door. Emily, your house is so big. I had to walk around for a long time before I found your room. In the past, if I had heard such words, I would have given her something to comfort her. Today, though, I just responded without care and added all the luxury items she wanted. This is big? One day I'll buy an entire building, and then you'll have plenty to look for. I picked up a famous watch and saw Sophia's unhappy expression clearly reflected in the mirror. When I went back to school, Liam's romantic interest in me increased. Sophia was very efficient. I agreed to him, but not really. I acted more and more flamboyantly in front of Sophia, telling her all the details of my relationship with Liam and showing off my wealth without restraint. The students in the study room that day were all good at spreading gossip, and before long, the whole school knew that Emily, the daughter of Sterling Corp, was dating Liam, the top student. Before Sophia could do anything, Ethan came up to me. A perfect match? Emily, can't you see what Liam is really like? When he saw that I was confused, he made a noise and walked away, looking upset. In my previous life, there was no such break. I ignored my doubts and kept acting like a devoted love-struck woman. So, after Liam said many times that his family didn't have much money and needed help, I gave him a bunch of things. Liam, I don't have space for these necklaces and watches. Do you have any space? Liam was very happy, but he acted like he wasn't interested. He said to Emily, "You're just a girl. You don't know how to manage money. I'll keep them for you." I smiled and said he was so kind, earning another disapproving look from Ethan. It didn't matter. I was happy to see the luxury items piling up on Sophia's body. Senior year went by quickly. I was happy to see Sophia's slow, steady decline, but I was even more focused on my studies and had set my sights on getting into the finance department at a university. My family couldn't be destroyed a second time. As the college entrance exams approached, a rumor spread throughout the school. The rumor said that there would be a speech contest, and the winners would be sent abroad on a government-sponsored trip. They would visit some Ivy League universities. Liam didn't want to miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. He asked me many times to help him learn more. Emily, I'm working really hard now so that I can be a good person in the future. I thought about it for a few seconds and then said yes. It was easy for me and Apex Global because some of the judges were friends of my father. I quickly passed the information on to Liam, ignoring Ethan's intense gaze. Those uncles and aunts are said to really like tea and red wine. Liam believed me right away and started making plans. Smiling, Ethan's eyes lit up, and he chuckled. Could he also be thinking of taking the wrong path? No, he had kindly warned me several times, so I couldn't hurt him. After school, I avoided Liam and Sophia and called Ethan aside. Do you want to participate in that speech contest? You are good enough, and I believe you don't need to do anything extra. The golden sunset shone on his eyebrows and eyes, making him look stunning, but also a little foolish. Are you worried that I'll take your spot with Liam? His voice was calm, but I felt like there was something else mixed in. It wasn't until he was far away that I realized he must have thought I was threatening him. Sophia had been acting strangely for the past 2 days. She was still dressed modestly, but she looked at me as if she were about to burst into flames. Aren't you and Liam boyfriend and girlfriend? He needs money urgently. Why won't you help him? I ignored her and continued doing my homework, thinking about the shameless couple. The speech contest began on time. I watched Liam on stage, looking confident and shining. I couldn't help but imagine the moment he would fall. The winner of today's speech contest is. Just as the host was about to reveal the answer, there was suddenly a lot of noise in the audience. Is that Liam? Oh my God, I thought he was a well-behaved student. You're right, it was all an act. On the big screen, Liam was carrying bags of gifts, sneaking into the backstage lounge, and selling himself to the judges one by one. The judges politely accepted his gifts, but as soon as he left, they immediately threw them away. Liam, who was about to go up to the stage to receive his award, turned pale and tried to explain himself. The principal looked shocked. The host quickly picked up the microphone to apologize and said, "This year's winner is Ethan." The audience reacted with more laughter and boos. The people around me looked at me with different levels of sympathy. I was a bit surprised because I didn't film that video. I had a feeling about what happened, and when I looked up, I saw Ethan looking at me too. I was secretly surprised, but I smiled at him and then walked over to Liam. He thought I was there to explain for him, pointing at me and shouting, "It was her. She said the judges liked these gifts. Emily told me to bring them." At that moment, several judges walked over and protected me. "Emily is like a child to us. Would she really resort to such a thing to bribe us?" Liam quickly understood what was going on and asked angrily, "Did you do this on purpose? You made me look like a fool in front of everyone, and now you're here to laugh at me." I shook my head. "I'm not here to laugh at you. I'm here to report a crime." Liam was at the police station, still saying he didn't use my things. I gave the police a detailed list and a recording of our conversation. "Officer, the recording clearly shows that I only gave him those items to hold for me. Now, I demand that he return all of my belongings." The police nodded and ordered Liam to return them right away. But Liam immediately called Sophia to the police station. "Officer, as the saying goes, you can't blame the messenger. The things Emily gave me, no, handed over to me, were all sold by Sophia." Sophia was already pale, her lips shaking uncontrollably, looking like a frightened bird. But when she heard Liam blame her for everything, she got really angry. "Liam, when did you become so unreasonable? You said Emily's things were yours, so I could use them however I wanted. I used that money to buy a lot of things, but you took them all and gave them as gifts. If you weren't jealous of Emily, you wouldn't have made me steal her things." I took a sip of water, enjoying the increasingly exciting dogfight. "Liam, you always say you're so romantic, right?" They were desperate, but I was calm. As things got worse and it seemed like everything was about to fall apart, I gently reminded them, "You have 3 days, otherwise, we'll see you in court." When they heard this, they finally panicked. With the college entrance exam coming up, getting involved in a lawsuit would be like gambling away their future. I didn't want to watch them look so pathetic, so I hurried back to school to continue studying. When I had finished 3 pages of the exam paper, I rubbed my stiff neck and looked up, but I could not see because of the light reflecting off the glass cup. "Let's talk," Ethan said, pushing a cup of hot milk toward me. I didn't wait and took a sip. He wasn't in a hurry. He just raised his right hand and tapped the table occasionally. He had fair skin, his bones were easy to see, and he was quite handsome. When I put down my cup, he slowly pushed his glasses up and asked, "Are you really the same Emily from before?" My heart raced, and I thought, no wonder he's Ethan. "No, you're not. You're my only sister, and I'll never admit defeat to anyone but you. You're the only one who can make me feel so powerless. Liking to act silly is probably your only flaw, right?" Time went by quickly, and the 3-day deadline had passed, but the two of them still hadn't taken action. On the way home from school, I walked alone and thought about which lawyer to hire. As I turned the corner, I bumped into Liam. He looked thin and tired. "Emily, please, I'm begging you. I really can't come up with that much money. I truly love you. If it weren't for Sophia's interference." Liam started talking about how his family has been poor for 3 generations and how bad their situation is now. His words made me feel like I should spare him. I looked at him without caring, stood up to my full height, and said, "Classmate, being poor doesn't mean you should stop trying to achieve your goals. Don't say that to the judge." Liam heard this, his eyes widened, and his bloodshot eyes looked more terrifying than any monster. He suddenly grabbed my neck with both hands and gradually tightened his grip. "You don't want it, so why can't I use it? Sue me? Go ahead and sue me." I couldn't breathe and begged him, "I'll agree to anything, anything." Maybe he was afraid that he would really kill me, so Liam said angrily, "You know what you did," and ran away quickly. I crouched on the ground, struggling to catch my breath, and heard the sound of fabric rubbing behind me. As Ethan got closer, the air smelled like fresh grass and trees. He gave me a portable camera. I looked at him and laughed. "Hey, you're still laughing? That guy was serious just now. If it weren't for the fact that you still need him, I would have broken his hands." I squeezed my eyes shut, stood on my tiptoes, and picked the leaves off his head. "So, you were hiding in the grass the whole time?" He blushed, shook his hair, and moved back. Call me if you need anything. I'm leaving now." I walked home feeling good, ignoring the shadow that followed me from a distance. I never expected to become partners with this guy, who is so two-faced, but he's a man of his word, and we both implicitly agreed not to pry into each other's secrets.